Now to the latest new details on a story we have been following for a couple of years now, going back to 2022. The story of two Toledo teenagers who were kidnapped and then ultimately murdered. Jury selection has begun for two men who are charged in connection to their deaths. And then tomorrow, the trial is expected to begin. Talking about these two men, Charles Walker and Brent Kohlhoffer. They are expected to go to trial this week in the murder of two Toledo teenagers who in 2022 were kidnapped and then ultimately found dead in that burned down home on Chase Street. Kyshawn Pittman and Kyshawn Wilder were found dead in December 2015. Now these two who are going on trial here are two of nearly a dozen people who are charged in the case. Several of them have already been convicted for their roles. Those other two expected to go on trial here this week unless something changes. Corbin Gingrich was the most recent person who entered a guilty plea, that coming down yesterday. But because records are sealed here, we don't know what he pleaded guilty to or what the plea deal ultimately was. We broke that news for you last night on Action News. Kyshawn Pittman and Kyshawn Wilder again found dead inside that burned down home on Chase Street in December of 2022. They were last seen in early December of that year, leaving a party at a cabin at Maumee Bay State Park in an SUV. The host had asked the boys to leave because they had a gun on them, according to Toledo police. Another juvenile set up the ride for the two. Family members reported the boys missing on December 5th. Just under 2 weeks later is when they found the remains of those boys in that house that had burnt down a few days prior. Ended up burning down actually the same day that those two were reported missing. Continue to follow this trial as jury selection underway in the murder trials of Charles Walker and Brent Kohlhoffer.